Hello, friends from the comic book and manga world. My name is G,
And I'm Hector.
and we're here to talk about the May 13th, 2024 FOC. Hector and I, we work for Penguin Random House, so the titles that you'll see today are those that we can sell around the world. And aside from this YouTube channel, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X at PRH International Comics, where you'll see our updates and news on those platforms. And definitely comment down below on what you'll be picking up for this FOC. So we'll go ahead and get started with our picks for this week. And
Yes.
first up is actually mine. So this is
Yes.
Reliving My Life with a Boyfriend Who Doesn't Remember Me, manga volume 1. So this is actually adapted from the light novel series Returned from Death. I kicked the bucket and now I'm back to square one with my boyfriend who doesn't remember me, which is also a really long title. You know exactly what's happening,
Yep.
what's gonna happen here. And this is from the same artist of A Story of Seven Lives, which is also from Seven Seas. And so this is about Oriana, who is a 17-year-old magic student who suddenly dies alongside of her boyfriend named Vincent, and she returns to life from death in a 7-year-old her 7-year-old self with memories of her past life intact, um, except uh, except for the knowledge of what killed her. So she doesn't know what happened with her death, and so she thinks about reuniting with people that she remembered previously, such as Vincent, and the mystery of this death that she is unaware of the causes of, and this mysterious time loop that she's now involved in. This actually really reminds me of what's it called? The See You in My 19th Life, that
Mm.
webtoon. But the difference here is that she's there's a fantasy aspect to this, since she's a magic student, which is quite interesting
Yeah.
here. So yeah, so fans of that would also love something like this, and so had to
Yes.
point it out for this FOC.
Yes. And we continue with the cover picks. And the first one is one of my picks. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Black, White, and Green #2. This is variant B by Jeffrey Love. This is, how these anthologies of short stories work with a black, white, and in this case, green. And so it has a lot of they include a lot of different creators on each issue. This one includes Javier Rodriguez, Tyler Boss, Mikey Way, Gavin Smith, and more. But let's talk about this cover by Jeffrey Love. It's amazing. This is and Jeffrey Love. The style that he does is like this. It's like very sort of shadowy. Looks like charcoal art. Um, and not only it looks very cool and mysterious, but I love that Mikey is hanging from the top, and of course it has to be Michelangelo. And
You could tell from his silhouette
yeah, yeah, yeah. You can tell.
who
I
it
mean,
is.
only he would be. But then you look at the weapons on the other three and says, of
It
course, the
makes
one they're
sense. But
missing is Michelangelo.
then also the shape of his head. I don't
Oh
know,
yeah,
just
I don't
something
know.
about it.
It's such a Michelangelo
Yeah.
figure hanging from the ceiling. So Jeffrey Love, I was trying to confirm. I think he is from France. I know that on his social media, he writes in French, and there's a lot. He's on a lot of locations where he's in France. But I'm sorry if he's not. But he's in Europe definitely, and he all I can find is that he's young. He did a graphic novel independently very recently, which got a lot of buzz and a lot of love, and was translated. It was not just in French, but also in Spanish and other languages. And like I said, if you look through his Instagram and social media, you'll see a lot of the art is very similar to this style. He also did last year the beat covers for Cyberpunk 2077 XOXO from Dark Horse, and they're just like this, very beautiful, just like very mysterious looking with shadows and silhouettes. So check it out. Very cool.
Next up, I have Ultimate X-Men issue number 1. This is the Megan Hetrick Ultimate Special variant. I thought it was cool because, well, we have Surge on the cover here, but what what's really cool is that the storefront has the, I don't know what you call that, the gate that you pull down to sort of lock and as a protection safety for the store, but it kind of looks like pages of a notebook, as if like a school's like a student is like doodling on their
Oh,
notebook.
because of the
So I just,
lines.
because
Hmm.
of the
Hmm.
lines and the way that it just looks,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
like the art itself, it just looks like something like a kid would
Yeah.
doodle in a classroom. So I just love that we have like the design of like a schoolgirl Surge, like not in school, but like the, like the pleated skirt, but then you also have that as the backdrop, which is really cool. So I just
Yeah,
love
yeah, yeah.
the concept of this. So I had to include it here.
Yes. It's like art within the art. That is very cool. Next up is Usagi Yojimbo the Crow number 3. This is the cover B by Derek Chu. I mean, I am a big, big fan of Derek Chu. I've had chance to meet him a couple of times, and he's like as friendly and as amazing as you would think. Um, he, I, and he used to be like a few years ago, I would say 5 or 6 years ago, he was people still didn't know that much about who Derek Chu was, but it's one of those artists that now is everywhere. And I mean, in every I pretty much every publisher he's doing covers for, and he does amazing art, obviously, and I love it. He does. It's one of those artists that does really well with the female figure, and it does a lot of that. But whenever he does something different, it just stands out so much. And this one, it's not just about having Usagi looking so badass and with the facial expression. It's just the action in it and slashing, and you see in the background the victim of that slash is falling back and the sword got split in half. I mean, it's just incredible. And yeah, it's one of those that you just look at it and you say, I gotta have this in my collection. It's just too good. Definitely too good. That's it.
Mm. My next pick is Amazing Spider-Man Blood Hunt issue number 2 by Barron's. And I mean, this is like,
Yeah.
how do I say that when they announce Blood Hunt, the artist that you think about? Like this is such an obvious choice to
Yeah.
go with
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Barron's, because of like the style that he
Yeah.
typically does in his art. So this is just a perfect, just made for like doing
Yeah.
art for this for this event. So yeah, it's just beautiful as always.
Yeah.
Spider-Man struggling to get away
Yeah.
from the horde.
And
Yes,
Morbius
and
right
Morbius.
there in between a horde of vampires. It's awesome.
Hmm.
Very, very
Really
cool.
cool.
Yeah. And next up is The Witcher Corvo Bianco number 2. This is the cover C by Nayef. And this book is actually by Bartosz Starsbor, the Polish writer who also wrote Cyberpunk 2077 XOXO, which I mentioned before. Um, and it's illustrated by Corrado Mastantuono. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Italian artist, very well known. But let's talk about Nayef, sorry. Nayef, and this is such a beautiful cover, and you see here, uh, you know, Geralt on top of Roach, just, you know, uh, going down this field with sort of storming weather and behind, looking very, very scary, both of them. And check out the other covers for this series. Obviously, Neyev has done all their other images for other C covers for this book. He's doing for the one and for the next ones, but also there are some covers that I think last time I think I talked about, or one of the previous videos I talked about the Jorge, was it Jorge Molina? One of the Jorges. And this book also, this number 2, I'm looking for it, but I'm not going to find it. So anyways, and this book also has a cover, but yes, Jorge Molina, a cover by Jorge Molina and Panchi Sonjik, that the cover bees. So check out all these covers. They're amazing. And also looking forward to reading this book. It looks very cool. And then also check out the art by Neyev. I was looking through his art online, and there's tons and tons of very cool art. And yeah, I think that's it. Nothing else to say.
Next up, we have our piece of news for this week, and this is Gunnerkrigg Court Volume 1. There is going to be a limited edition of this, and then like the limited edition is a hardcover, and then the trade paperback Volume 1. So the hardcover edition is going to feature a signed and numbered tip-in sheet. And this one is like a very long running webcomic that is now in this beautiful special hardcover edition from Dark Horse. And this is about the main character who, after the death of her mother and her father's disappearance, she arrives at this mysterious boarding school that seems to focus on science and technology, but science can't explain like the ghosts and the supernatural phenomenon that is happening on the grounds. So it's about her unraveling the mysteries of her new home at Gunnerkrigg Court, which actually might not be a school. Dun, dun, dun. If you haven't read it. So this collection includes new cover art, which you'll see here, and then it'll include updated interior art, and it includes chapters 1 to 22 in this collection. So really cool coming out of Dark Horse.
And I want to make a quick correction because I just realized I messed up, and I mean, it might be too late to say this, but Neyev is actually the French artist who did an independent graphic novel a few months ago that got a lot of attention. Jeffrey Love is American. I'm sorry about that. I got him confused and backwards, but yes, Jeffrey Love is the artist for Cyberpunk 2077 XOXO cover piece. So sorry about that. That's it.
Yep, and so that's it for this week. As always, we enjoy doing this, so check us out next week for more. And again, comment down below on what you'll be picking up this week. And yeah, we'll leave you at that. Bye, everyone.
Bye.